Pushback from state leaders as President Trump reportedly floats opening California's coast for offshore drilling.
Washington, D.C. is voting tonight on whether to end the federal government shutdown. I spoke to a UCSD professor today who tells me which political party he thinks is winning.
An Encinitas business owner facing deportation. What this could mean for his family and his business.
A rare sight in San Diego, the northern lights taken from Mount Laguna, and we have the pictures to prove it.
And a Marine veteran thanked for his service in a big way. You've got to see his reaction when surprised with a free car.
Who says you can't live your best life lying down? Are you guys ready? I paddle out with the wave chasers.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a live look from our nation's capital, where within the last hour, House lawmakers passed an amended funding measure to reopen the federal government and end the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Now that both chambers of Congress have approved a funding measure, it now heads to President Trump's desk, and we're told he is expected to sign that bill within the hour. While relief is on the horizon, the impacts from the shutdown will linger.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney joins us live to explain some of that. Why? Alex.
Yeah, that's right. The bill is approved, and the federal government will soon open again. But what does that mean for a lot of federal workers and those receiving SNAP benefits? When exactly are those payments going to be happening again? I spoke to Professor Thad Kauser over at UCSD today. He is a professor of political science. He said it's going to be taking some time to get that money back on SNAP cards and for some CalFresh recipients. A Department of Justice lawyer said SNAP recipients will still receive their benefits, but it will vary state by state. Also, federal workers like air traffic controllers have been without a paycheck for more than a month, and their payments are expected to come soon. The FAA announced it will keep a 6% flight reduction as they say there is a rapid decline in sick callouts. Professor Thad Kauser says it will take some time before things are running smoothly again, even though the bill has been approved.
Likely will help move forward some of the essential employees, ensure that their paychecks will continue to flow. But the complications about how to move money into electronic benefit cards for people who get nutritional assistance, the SNAP program, that has proven to be a real challenge and one where it's not clear that those benefits will be restored immediately once government is reopened.
Now, the bill approved tonight only funds the government for about 3 months until January 30th. So there is a potential, as the professor said, that we could be talking about yet another government shutdown as we head into the early portion of next year if Republicans and Democrats can't agree again. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thanks, Alex, and we will continue to follow that story. Meantime, we are hearing pushback from state leaders over a proposal by President Trump that he is floating that aims to open California's coast to offshore drilling. The idea is something that hasn't been done in decades.
And it's causing big concern among environmental advocates. CBS 8's State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh has details.
Dead on arrival. And I also think it remarkable that he didn't promote it in his backyard in Mar-a-Lago. He didn't promote it off the coast of Florida. That says everything about Donald Trump.
Governor Gavin Newsom already pushing back on reports that the Trump administration may move to reopen the state's coast to offshore drilling, primarily off Santa Barbara, a proposal that could be announced as soon as this week, according to the New York Times.
Californians in a bipartisan measure have said, we'd rather go with clean energy than do this risky offshore oil drilling.
Dan Jacobson with Environment California, a nonpartisan political organization that lobbies for environmental legislation, says the state has largely stepped away from offshore drilling since the disastrous 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill.
Increasingly, the polluted heart of the climate crisis appears to be Donald Trump.
Jacobson says the whole process of installing rigs in the ocean, digging underwater, and extracting oil to shore is an environmental liability that increases risk.
For more seabirds cloaked in oil, for more beaches strewn with tar balls, and for more pollution coming onto our shores.
That our beautiful coastline is not for sale.
Democratic Assemblymember Tasha Burner says her San Diego constituents have already seen the detriment of oil spills.
closed beaches and impacted small businesses and fishing operations, tourism, destroyed habitat and wildlife.
But Republican Assemblymember Stan Ellis of Bakersfield, California's oil and gas capital, says there's overregulation by the state when it comes to on and offshore drilling.
We have 6,000 products we make from oil and gas. We need to be drilling for oil and gas.
Ellis argues California's increased reliance on oil imports is a matter of national security.
We produce in California the cleanest oil and gas in the world.
Who are in favor of oil drilling will probably exaggerate the amount of oil that's out there, and people who are just opposed to oil drilling will probably underestimate.
A spokesperson for Newsom says the Trump administration has yet to formally share its plan. Jenny Huh, CBS 8.
It is still unclear how California could fight back against the proposal. Waters from the California coast to 3 miles out is state jurisdiction, where offshore drilling is prohibited, but anything beyond that is federal territory. The future of a Leucadia business is uncertain tonight as an immigration case for the owner of Just Peachy Market looms.
CBS 8's Steffi Roche joins us live outside that business. And Steffi, what do we know right now?
Right. Well, the owner of Just Peachy Market here in Encinitas is scheduled to appear in court on November 25th. Now, the owner, Norberto Ambrioso Aguilar, and his family have operated this business, they say, for almost 7 years. Ambrosio Aguilar was born in Oaxaca, Mexico. He says he first came to the U.S. in 1990 as a teen. He raised his children in Encinitas and over in Carlsbad. He says he is in the country on a work permit, which he typically renews every year. But this year, under the Trump administration, his case was reopened, and now he faces being deported to Mexico. He is hoping the judge grants him a pathway to a green card.
I live here more than I spent time in Mexico. I have more time here than there, so and if they grant that, I'll be so happy. But without that, my kids will continue with the business, and I will do fight with something else.
This afternoon, I did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security. They referred me to the DOJ. I reached out to them, but have not heard back by showtime. In the meantime, we'll have more on this story tonight at 10 on the CW San Diego and at 11 on CBS. For now, reporting live from Encinitas, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steffi. Your weekend plans could be dampened by some incoming rain.
It sounds pretty solid that it will. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us for an early look at what we can expect and when exactly, Carlene.
Yeah, well, that's changed actually, because here's the thing. We're now expecting the heaviest rainfall on Saturday. So when we look at the satellite radar, you are seeing that area of low pressure that is right there offshore, producing the scattered showers moving in for Northern California and also the Pacific Northwest. So we are seeing that moisture. Weather impact alert days are going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Flooding is going to be a concern. Rainfall projections are fairly high, and they have continued to increase with each model run each day. Elevated flood concerns out there, also especially with these stronger cells that we could get with some thunderstorms, could be dealing with some downpours. The heaviest rainfall, as I mentioned, is now looking to be on Saturday, but still outside that time frame. We start to see those chances going up, and that would be by tomorrow night with scattered light to moderate showers, and then we get into that heavier territory once we hit about Friday afternoon and stay elevated all the way through Saturday and also through about Sunday morning. A big concern with this is the fact that, as I mentioned, flooding across Southern California, especially areas where burn scars are still present. You are talking about the LA area because of the fires that we had back in January. And you're seeing some of those really shocking totals. And that's about 5 inches of rainfall north of us. But even here in San Diego County, that is fairly high when it does come to those rainfall totals. And we've seen them go up as we've seen each model run each day. We will continue to keep you posted on this system and have all the details tonight and as we go all the way into the weekend. More details coming up. Carlo.
Thank you, Carlene. And as always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The San Diego City Council's Public Safety Committee unanimously voted late this afternoon in favor of allowing police to keep using license plate readers. The vote came after hours of public comment. This comes as San Diego's Privacy Advisory Board is recommending they be taken down over concerns about how the data is used. San Diego Police Chief Scott Wall says the technology helps solve crimes. The full City Council will take up the issue next month. CBS 8's Richard Allen will have more details on the 10 o'clock news on the CW San Diego and on CBS 8 News live at 11. It is the end of an era for one of San Diego's oldest eateries.
Barrio Logan's Las Cuatro Milpas is closing as the property it sits on has been sold. It's been a rough year for the business. Unpaid taxes and health code violations forced temporary closures. But a constant line out the door shows the community's love for the restaurant, which is one of San Diego's oldest, opening all the way back in 1933. Manuela Estudio's grandparents started it with $500. She was 12 when she started working there.
100 years ago. And my grandfather used to work at the railroad track, 18 hours daily, so he could pay the property.
County records show the owner of the neighboring Light of the World Church bought the building and one next door for $2.2 million this month. We've reached out for comment. Las Cuatro Milpas will stay open until the end of December. Uber is out with a new feature in San Diego, working to give users some added peace of mind.
We're working for you to explain how it works still ahead. Plus, the new and affordable homes that just opened for seniors on fixed incomes.
And a dazzling display of the Northern Lights seen all over the country and here in San Diego. We'll tell you where and the chances of it happening again after this.